Hey yo, what's up? It's Kyle here. Want to do a video game review of Watch Dogs, which was just released, well, yesterday, everywhere yesterday, midnight, for a lot of people who reserved it early. So, got Watch Dogs here for the PS4, and I just want to do a review on it, as well as give my rebuttal to a lot of people's complaints and whatnot, because I think it's ridiculous. I mean, this game is a day old, just a day old, and already people, and it's gotten some good reviews from, game publishers out there, from solid, from its critics. It's gotten fair and good reviews, but already people just bitch about this game on the internet, and I think it's ridiculous. But first, I want to just get my review on it. So this game here, I've been anticipating since Ubisoft first, showed trailers for it back in 2012 at E3. I was excited to get my hands on this game. I think what did hurt the hype of this game was the multiple delays and push and setbacks, because originally this game was supposed to come out around the time when the next gen consoles came out late last year, back in October. They pushed it back to February March release 2014. Didn't happen. They pushed it back again for a couple more months. So I think a lot of the delays and the pushes, I think that did hurt some of the hype and some of the build and some of the excitement for this game. However, when you get the game and play it, all that just kind of goes away, and you end up being a little bit somewhat forgiving, because the game is fun. The game is set in a futuristic, not too far off, not too distant future of Chicago. You guys know me. I live here in Chicago, and I can say I'm really excited about this city, not because it's only based off my city, but just the fact that it's something new, because every city in the video game has always been based off LA, New York City, and if it goes beyond that, it'll be like, say, Miami, New Jersey. It's always every other city but Chicago, which I always kind of found weird, because Chicago is like, the second or third biggest city? I think Chicago's the third biggest city in the world. And, Chicago has its history too, and it's a big city too, and I'm always wondering, like, how come they never really based the game? So for them to base its open world on the city of Chicago, being the first game to do that, I was really proud to do that, and I'm glad that they did that. And the game basically takes its premises, its main focus is on, like, hacking the devices and stuff. You play this guy named Aiden Pierce, who in the game, and not only just really in the game, but even, the way Ubisoft have marketed this game, they kind of marketed this character as an anti-hero. I mean, sure, he's a vigilante, you can say, but to me, when I play this game, I really don't view him as somebody who is an anti-hero. Because when you're an anti-hero, you play both sides of the fence. And I really never got that feeling from that this was a guy that just, played both sides of the fence. He'd only play dirty just so that he could get the information that he needed. Not because he was willingly and wanted to be, evil and spiteful today, but he had to play hardball a bit just so that he could get the information that he needed to pursue the guy that was responsible for his niece's death. So, I never really saw him as a guy that had to be bad by choice, or wanted to be bad, because that's what an anti-hero does sometimes. So he was more of like a vigilante, a good guy that just had to get his hands just a little dirty, just so that he could get what he needed, but it wasn't because that he wanted to. So I never got that, with the marketing of this character and how Ubisoft just pushed that, because to me he never was. Anyway, the main premises of this game is the hacking. You have a cell phone, you can hack into traffic lights to cause car accidents and traffic jams for you to escape from the cops. You can hack into computers, hack into security cameras, things like that, and how you hack into the security cameras and how that plays into effect, and how you sneak around and kind of think up of a way to kill your enemies and get the information that you need. It's very fun, and it's challenging, and it's something a little bit different. It's a little bit different. You can fight guns in here, shoot with your guns at will. You can shoot your guns, but that's more of like a third choice. What they really want you to do is to hack into the systems, do some stealth combos, and sneak around. that's where the game really shines at its most when you're doing these missions, is when you're using the hacking technology and your stealth techniques and combine those together. That's what really shines the most. The gunplay is mostly kind of like a third option, like if all else fails and you just want to go in there and just rampage and just shoot everything in sight to, get what you need, then you can always do this. So that option is always nice to have, but I'm just saying it's more fun when you can hack and do stuff like that. So that's where the game really shines. Visually, the game, I think, looks great. The textures look great. The graphics look good. The gameplay, I think, is solid. I think the only thing I don't like is some of the driving mechanics. The driving mechanics feels kind of arcadey, where it feels a little bit tight, which isn't too bad. It's okay. I'm not used to it because, most games that have driving mechanisms in it, they're a little bit loose, but not too loose. It's just right. The driving mechanics for this game is a little tight and a little arcadey, but it's not too much of a problem. It's probably the only thing I don't like about it the most. The online features on here, where you can have other people, like friends and whatnot, they can come in and they can hack into, right when you're doing the middle of a mission, they can hack and cause trouble for you or whatever, and that's really fun and that's really cool. The city of Chicago here, it's huge. It's based in the not too distant future, I think like 2035. So solid game. I like it. It's fun to play and it's challenging. I give Watch Dogs an 8.25 out of 10. Now onto the complaints I have to tackle just really quickly. One of the things people bitched about this game, saying that this game, the graphics look terrible. These are next-gen console graphics. Are you serious? They look horrible. First of all, what a lot of people don't know, I'm part of the game design team. I know about game design, how it works flip side on the other end of the spectrum of these video games. Okay? People that have these next-gen consoles, they expect graphics to be just blow your mind, knock your socks off damn good. It's not going to happen right away. Every next-gen console that comes out, it takes time for for developers and designers to figure out the hardware and what makes these systems tick before they can put out a game that's going to push it to the max or push it to its limits. You're not going to get a PS4 or an Xbox One or Wii U. Well, Wii U's had this moment. But you're not going to get these next-gen consoles and have them reach their peak visually within a 6 to 7 month window when these systems just came out at the tail end of 2013. You're not going to get that. I'm sorry. Most new hardware consoles and systems, they don't reach their full maximal potential until about 1 to 2 years until their 1 to 2 year life cycle. That's just how the machine works. That's how the business works. Developers don't just get in right away. Oh, I know how the PS4 works. Or, oh, I know how the Xbox One works. Doesn't work that way. It takes time for you to know how these hardwares and these systems work, these bells and whistles. You're not going to get that within 6 or 7 months. It takes about a year and a half to 2 year window span for a system to reach its peak in visual effects, and not really its peak, because it can go even beyond 2 years reaching its peak, but for you to start seeing some really big major changes in video games, it takes about 1 to 2 years in the system's life cycle. Its first 1 to 2 years in the system's life cycle. It's always been like that for video games, probably since the PS2, and it's going to be like that forever. So I don't get why people complain about that. And then lastly, people bitch about saying that this game is like Grand Theft Auto. It's a Grand Theft Auto wannabe. Are you serious? Because it's an open world game. It's like Grand Theft Auto. So you mean to tell me that other open world games like Pokemon, it's trying to be like Grand Theft Auto because it's an open world game. Batman Arkham City is trying to be like Grand Theft Auto 5 because it's an open city. Spider-Man, where you can roam around the city and stuff like that, or Infamous, the Infamous title, how you can walk around and do whatever you want pretty much. It's just because it's trying to be like Grand Theft Auto. Not every open world game is based or try to be like Grand Theft freaking Auto. I don't get that. Yes, Grand Theft Auto is an established franchise. They succeed in what they do. They've set the bar high for open world games. But you are not going to get up here and sit up here and tell me that every damn open world game is trying to be like Grand Theft Auto. That does not make any sense to me. Because you're in a city in an open world and you can shoot people or have gunplay and drive and stuff like that, and pretty much do whatever you want. It's like Grand Theft Auto. Are you kidding me? That's the only thing it has like a Grand Theft Auto is the fact that you can randomly get in the cars and you know, free roam the city. That's the only difference. But I mean, similarities. But other than that, this game is so far different from Grand Theft Auto and the franchise. It's not even funny. I don't get that about people. So it's like, you know, people, I'm a gamer myself at the end of the day, first and foremost. But sometimes gamers can be very stupid and idiotic because gamers go and they say, we want something new, we want a new IP. Then when they get a new IP and they get something new, they bitch on it and they just feed it to the dogs. And I think it's like, are you serious? It's like, you know, for someone like me, I can only stay with the franchise for only so long. There are certain franchises I've stayed with throughout the years consistently on certain video games, but after a while, I get tired of a series and I'm like, I want something new. Watch Dogs hits that spot for me. I mean, it's nothing that's, you know, groundbreaking and just, you know, blows your mind. However, to me, Watch Dogs, I think it brings something new to the table, something fresh and different for me. I really like the idea of the whole hacking thing because I think, you know, we live in a world today with it's relatable because when we live in a world today with my generation and the generation that comes after us or behind us, we're so surrounded by technology and social media and our cell phones and our computers, we can't really stay away from. And I think that this game kind of, you know, it kind of hits on that a little bit. And I think it was a great idea to kind of take what's going on in the world today with the young generation, with the current and younger generation, and kind of make a game that's kind of based off that a little bit in terms of technology and hacking and stuff. It's cool. I like that concept. So again, I give Watch Dogs an 8.25 out of 10. You guys let me know what you think about the game in the box below. Comment, subscribe. Peace.